Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mahmoud Al-Odeh, and for this video we're going to talk about Chapter 7 for Economics Cost Analysis, and the title for this chapter is Benefit Cost Ratio Analysis. It is one of the most important topics in economics and cost analysis. We use this analysis in government projects. So let's go ahead and start with this chapter. After finishing this chapter, you will be able to list examples of public projects or government projects. You will be able to conduct a BC ratio for one single project or multiple projects. Like if we have two or more projects, we will be able to conduct the BC ratio analysis. Of course, another goal for this chapter is to be able to use Excel to conduct these BC ratio analysis. One thing that I should mention is that when we have two or more projects and we need to do the BC ratio analysis, we use an incremental analysis to select the best project, which is a topic that we discussed in the previous chapter. However, we're going to talk about it again this chapter here. All right. Introduction to BC ratio analysis is an economic analysis that is used to summarize the economic value for a project, for a public project in particular. The BC ratio conducted by finding the ratio of the benefits of a project relative to its cost. So basically what we do, we find out what's the benefit of a project and we put it on the side, and we find the cost for the project and we divide the B, the benefit, over the C, the cost, and that's what we call the BC ratio. And then what we do, one of the advantages is to use the BC ratios in reducing the effect of political or special interest and focusing only on the benefit for the citizen. And we're going to talk about the different perspective for the citizen, the government, and other viewpoints. So all benefits and costs should be expressed in the same period, annual, present, or future. What I'm saying is that when you do the analysis, you have to have the present, all the numbers in the same format, P, A, or F, and then you do the division to find out the BC ratio. Once we do the BC ratio, as I mentioned, we find the B, the benefit, divided by the C, the cost, and then we select the higher ratio for the BC to make sure that this is the best investment. So if it's more than 1 or equal to 1, that would be economically justified. If it's less than 1, then this is not economically justified. All right, now what is the characteristic of a public project? Usually public projects are owned, financed, and used by who? By the citizen of a government. Public project could be a product, service, or a system that is established for why? Why? To provide the service to a public, to the citizen with no cost. So there's no profit intended of, we're not planning on making profits from the citizen. It's just a service to the citizen. Example on a public project would be highway, hospitals, bridges, universities, parks, prisons, public housing, public schools, emergency relief, sport arena, utilities, police and fire protection, courts, and many others, such as job training for the area that we're maybe in a specific area we need to provide more training. Here is a table that will summarize the difference between the public and the private project in terms of the size, the lifetime, the cash flow, interest rate, and funding. In terms of the size, the private is small to medium size. However, the public project are large size. Looking to the lifetime from 1 to 25, that would be a private. However, public project more than 50 years. The cash flow, the goal for the private is to make profit, of course. However, the public is to provide a service with no profit expected. Interest rate, it should be high because it's established by the market, and the public project, it's low, 3 to 6% usually, and these identified by the federal government. And right now we are at low about 3%. Funding, the private projects are funded through loans, stocks, or maybe individual owners. However, the public is funded by the taxes, fees, donations, and gifts from the citizens. All right, now let's take a look into the factors. What are the factors that we use in this chapter? Some of these factors are all to you, not to new, but however, some of them are new. Starting with the initial cost and annual maintenance and operational costs. These are not new to you. We've been dealing with this since the starting of this course. So these are the costs to build, operate, and maintain public project, such as the construction cost, annual maintenance, and trainee salaries. Estimated benefits, the advantages that can be gained by a public project for having such a project. This could be example on this would be creating new jobs, using less gas, lower transportation costs, reduce taxes. Again, we're looking at that from a different perspective now. We're dealing with providing benefits to the citizen, not a private companies, not in private industry. Now, this is a new concept for you, new factors, which is the estimated disbenefit. This is the disadvantages and the negative consequences that occur due to public project. An example on this disbenefit would be the reducing land and property prices and values because opening a state prison in the neighboring area. So the state prison could be something that uh, we don't prefer as a citizen, and therefore people would not like to buy their properties in lands near to the prison, and therefore the cost would be decreased. The value of these properties will decrease. Another example would be having a high local car insurance premiums based on an increased traffic accident after opening a new amusement park. So opening this park increased the traffic in that area, and maybe more higher accident rates became in that area, and therefore the insurance premiums has been increased. Now, as I mentioned, this is important because we're looking into project from a different point of view. So what we need to do in order to analyze the public project, you need to think about these projects from a different perspective, different than a private project. And this will change the cash flow estimation. Let me give you an example on this. Sometimes we say reducing tax is it good or bad for citizen? It's good. It is a positive transaction. It's a positive cash flow. However, if we look into this reducing tax from a government perspective, that would be a positive transaction. So it's different. So it's a different perspective. So I think I said positive from a government perspective. It is actually negative because the government is losing these taxes because they're reducing the tax. However, increasing the tax would be a positive for the government because they're able to generate more taxes from the citizens. So that's a positive cash flow for the government. However, it is a negative cash flow for the citizens. Example of perspective are the citizen, tax base, creation and retention of jobs, and economic development. Once you select a point of view, maintain this point of view through the estimation to categorize the cost, the benefit, and the disbenefit. In this way, you have an accurate analysis in your answer. Here's example one that will show you the difference between the different point of view. In order to lower, example one, in order to lower the use of non-renewable fossil fuel, the City of Bemidji Council is considering building a biomass fueled power plant at a capacity of 15 gigawatts a year. This plant would serve the northeast side of the city. The economic director of the city estimated the following cost, benefit, and disbenefits. And what we need to do, we need to identify these based on the citizen point of view, classify these estimate parameter needed for the economic analysis for the purpose from a different point of view, the citizen and the city council. All right, let's take a look into this from the citizen point of view. Number one, which is project initial cost, that's a cost from a citizen perspective. And as well, it is a cost from the city council perspective. Number two, the federal government will pay 10 million. This is also another cost from the citizen and also cost for the for the city council. Number 3, maintenance cost per year, that would be 90,000. This is also a cost from the citizen point of view and cost from the city council point of view. Number 4, losing commerce development. This is a disbenefit for the citizen. However, this is a cost for the city council. So this is where we have some differences in point of view. Now, moving to number 5, electricity rates will decrease by 3%, which is result in 7 million for the first 15 years. That's a benefit for both, for the city and for the citizen. So we added into the benefit category. Number 6, the estimated economic gains due to reducing carbon dioxide is 500,000 per year, and this is also a benefit from both perspectives. So we have to be really careful in order to classify the different point of view, and this will impact your calculation. Now we're going to move on to calculating the BC analysis for a single project, how we could conduct the BC ratio for a single project. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it to another video. So I'm going to stop my video here, and I will start another video for focusing on the analysis itself and taking an example on how we could conduct the BC ratio analysis. I'll see you in another video.